Hey, Bob Vilka here for the Friday Finish, the week of September 18th. I know these Friday Finishes, we talk a lot about all of our advocacy work at the Capitol, lawsuits that we're engaged in locally, but I want you to think in the context of your state association being here as an advocate for you and your business should you have a problem. Just this week, we were helping a member who had been asked to provide an easement on an adjacent property in order to get his development plans done on another piece of property. Local governments can't do that. There are a number of times where local governments ask you to do things that you think maybe aren't legal. You should check with us to make sure. In that instance this week, it just took a quick call and a letter from our legal counsel to point out that they can't require that. In other cases, we've helped people with utility issues. In fact, you'll see scrolling across your screen right now a builder-only helpline for consumers energy. We've had so many issues with consumers over the last several years that they've established, per our request, a builder hotline. So if you're having issues locally, you can call that number. You can also join us next week. We have a call with the Michigan Public Service Commission and Consumers Energy and our members the fourth Wednesday at noon every month, just to identify issues or problems that builders may be having. So you have that available to you, as well as just picking up the phone and calling your state office here in Lansing. So in terms of individual advocacy, please think of your state association as somebody that's there for you, not just to lobby on bigger business related issues. We're here to help you in your business when you may need assistance. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to our EVP of Government Relations, Dawn Crandall, to give you an update on what's happening in Lansing at the Capitol. Dawn?
Welcome to this week's edition of the Friday Finish and what took place downtown. So it was a short week legislatively. The House was in on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Senate was in on Tuesday. That is because there was a conference taking place out in Washington, D.C., where most of leadership was attending, and they are there as we speak. While it may have been slow in legislative session, it was busy in legislative committee. So you may have heard me talk about the Mayor Duggan land value tax plan. We have been able to get some answers and talk to some members. We thought the bill would be moving out of House tax policy this week. It did not. But we expect that it will move from House tax policy and move through the House chamber next week with an amendment where it will only apply to the city of Detroit only. We also testified in opposition of repealing some legislation and law that we worked on when Governor Snyder was in office that would not allow local municipalities to set wages and fund things for non-public employees, i.e. think wages. Paid leave time. We opposed that because we don't think local government should be able to do that on private companies. Paid family leave continues to be a big issue in the Senate. We are part of a coalition that is opposing that. It would require businesses to offer and pay for up to 15 weeks of paid leave for family and sick time. Stay tuned on that. There are relatively few session days left. I think I've counted 18. So it's going to be a fast and furious fall as we try and hold our industry harmless in some issues and advocate on your behalf on things that would actually benefit the industry, such as $2.7 million in a education appropriations supplemental that we're hearing is going to take place this fall so that we can reach more students starting in kindergarten on the opportunities in the industry as we are continuing to see a labor shortage. So I hope you enjoy this great fall weather. It's going to be a busy week next week downtown. I hope we'll see you back here next Friday, and we'll have much more to report.
And that's a wrap for this week's Friday Finish. Have a safe weekend, everybody. We'll see you next week.